Have you ever wondered why some countries become richer while others remain stuck in poverty? Why do some nations build skyscrapers, high-speed trains, and world-class universities, while others struggle to provide basic services? The answer often lies in two simple words: economic growth. But what exactly is economic growth? What causes it? How do countries achieve it? And how can they lose it? In this video, we'll break it all down in simple terms. What is economic growth? How is it measured? Why does it matter? What drives it? And how does it improve people's lives? We'll also explore real-life stories, like how South Korea went from poverty to prosperity, and why natural resources don't always guarantee success. Let's get started. At its core, economic growth means an increase in the total value of goods and services a country produces over time. This is usually measured by GDP, or gross domestic product. If GDP increases, the economy is growing. If it shrinks, that's a sign of economic slowdown or recession. Example: a simple bakery analogy. Imagine a small town with 10 bakeries. Each year, they bake and sell 1,000 loaves of bread. Next year, they produce 1,100 loaves. That's a 10% increase in production. That's economic growth. More bread means more sales, more jobs, more income, and more wealth for the community. When this happens across factories, schools, hospitals, and tech companies, you get national economic growth. Why is economic growth important? Because when an economy grows, businesses expand, people find employment, incomes rise, and governments collect more taxes. This helps fund roads, schools, hospitals, and public services. People's standard of living improves. Families can afford better housing, education, and healthcare. Real-world example. In the 1960s, South Korea was one of the poorest countries in the world. Its income per person was lower than countries like Ghana. Today, South Korea is a global leader in technology, education, and manufacturing. It achieved this through decades of steady economic growth, fueled by exports, innovation, and education. The most common tool used to measure economic growth is GDP, gross domestic product. GDP represents the total value of all goods and services produced in a country within a specific time period. To understand real progress, economists look at real GDP. This adjusts for inflation, giving a more accurate picture of actual growth in production. GDP per capita. This is the GDP divided by the population. It shows how much income is available per person and is often used to compare living standards across countries. Example: if a country's GDP increases by 5%, but its population also grows by 5%, then income per person hasn't really improved. GDP per capita gives us that deeper insight. Let's explore the main factors that drive economic growth. 1. Increased productivity. This means producing more output with the same or fewer resources. It happens through better technology, improved worker skills, and efficient systems. Example: a farmer using a tractor can grow more crops than one using hand tools. That's higher productivity. 2. Capital investment. When businesses invest in new machines, tools, or buildings, they can produce more and serve more customers. Example: building a highway reduces transport time, allowing goods to move faster and more cheaply, boosting trade. 3. Education and human capital. An educated and healthy workforce is more productive and innovative. Countries that invest in people tend to grow faster. Example: Singapore focused heavily on education and training after independence and quickly became a global business hub. 4. Trade and globalization. By exporting goods and opening up to international markets, countries can grow faster. Trade brings in income, technology, and competition. Example: China experienced rapid growth after opening up its economy in the late 1970s. It became the world's manufacturing hub by exporting goods across the globe. 5. Innovation and technology. New ideas and inventions lead to new industries. From smartphones to electric cars, innovation drives long-term economic growth. Example: the rise of technology companies in the United States has contributed massively to its economic strength over the past few decades. You might assume that countries with rich natural resources automatically become wealthy, but that's not always the case. This is known as the resource curse. Example: Nigeria has abundant oil reserves, yet still faces widespread poverty and inequality due to corruption, mismanagement, and over-reliance on a single resource. On the other hand, countries like Japan and South Korea have few natural resources, but became rich through innovation, education, and strong institutions. So it's not just what a country has, but how it uses it. Not all growth is good. If it causes environmental damage, fuels inequality, or relies on unsustainable practices, it may do more harm than good. That's why many economists today focus on sustainable growth. Growth that protects the environment, includes everyone, and lasts over time. Example: countries are shifting toward clean energy, not just to protect the planet, but to create smarter, future-ready economies. For many countries still fighting poverty, the big question is, how can they grow? Here are some proven strategies. Invest in education and healthcare. Improve infrastructure such as roads, electricity, and internet. Support small businesses and entrepreneurs. Maintain political stability and strong institutions. Open up to global trade and investment. Example: Rwanda, once devastated by civil war, is now one of Africa's fastest-growing economies. It focused on rebuilding governance, encouraging private business, and investing in technology. Economic growth isn't just about numbers. It's about progress. It's about lifting people out of poverty, creating jobs, and giving future generations better opportunities. But for growth to truly succeed, it needs to be sustainable, inclusive, and based on smart policies, not luck or chance. Now you know what economic growth is, why it matters, what drives it, and how countries become richer over time. We hope this helped make a complex topic clear and practical. What do you think is the most important factor behind economic growth? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more simple, powerful explanations about money, markets, and economics. Thanks for watching, and remember, knowledge is your best investment.